Building a raised garden bed is a quick and easy weekend project you can do in your garden. So today I'm going to show you how you can quickly build a raised garden bed using these garden wall planter blocks and 2x6 lumber. Stick around. This is In the Garden. Thanks for joining me. Whether you're a new viewer or a returning subscriber, I'm glad you're here. This is In the Garden, where I share tips and tools to help new gardeners be successful in backyard vegetable gardening. Today, I'm out in the garden and I'm going to be building a raised garden bed. This is a really easy project you can do just over a weekend. It's really simple and you're only going to need a few things. First, you're going to need some garden wall planter blocks. Also, you're going to need some 2x6 lumber and some rebar. All those you can find just at your local home improvement store. And you're going to need someone to help you out. I got my helper, let's get to it. Before you even purchase any products, you're going to want to plan how you're going to build your raised garden bed. You don't want to waste money buying extra parts or end up running back and forth to the store several times to get all the things you need. So plan out where you're going to build it. One of my recommendations is that you don't make it any wider than 4 feet. And the reason for this is if you're outside the raised garden bed, you're not going to be able to reach all the way across if it's wider than 4 feet. 4 feet allows you to access it from either side and reach everything inside. If you make it like 6 or 8 feet wide, there's going to be a spot in the middle that you won't be able to reach without actually getting into the raised garden. Once you've planned your garden, you can figure out what supplies you're going to need to purchase. You need to purchase blocks for each corner and every 8 feet along the sides of the garden. My garden is about 25 feet long, so I'm going to round that down to 24, and then I'm going to put a block in each corner. So I need to have 4 blocks down each side, and then I'm also going to build it up 18 inches. These blocks are 6 inches tall, so I'm going to need 3 blocks to be able to make it 18 inches deep. So however you're planning your garden, just kind of use that as a rule. You need a block for every 8 feet of length and also a block for every 6 inches of height. Also, these blocks are not designed to go up higher than 2 feet. So you're not going to want to stack more than 4 because it won't be stable and it could end up falling over and then you're just wasting your time and your money. And the same with the 2x6 lumber. You're going to purchase 1 board for every 8 feet of length of your garden, and also you can cut them to make the smaller sides for 4 feet. So what I did was I just used 8 feet for the long pieces, and I cut those directly in half to use for the 4-foot sides. Total for my garden, it's going to be 4 feet wide by about 24 feet long. So I purchased 24 of the blocks and 21 boards. Once your garden bed is built, you can actually finish the top with additional boards. I didn't purchase those to use on mine right away, but if you want to do that, you'll need additional boards to put as like a finishing touch around the top. Once you have all your supplies, you're ready to begin building your raised garden bed. The first thing you're going to want to do is just place the blocks out in the general area of where you think they're going to go. As you put the boards in, you'll be able to position them perfectly and you'll get them right in the spot they need to be in. So just set them out throughout your garden and get it ready for the boards. If you're going to be installing drip irrigation into your raised garden bed, you'll want to make sure that you have that and you bury it into your garden before starting to place boards around the side. You're going to run your large size of your drip irrigation tubing underground into where your garden bed's going to be and then bring it back above ground. This will help it to have a really nice clean look when it's finished and you won't have that irrigation line draping over the side. And it also makes it easier because you're not trying to add that back in later on after it's built and full of soil. Even if you haven't got your whole drip irrigation system planned out and you're not really sure how you want to do it, you can still add a short distance of tubing and just place in this portion of it so that it's already in there and ready to go. Begin by placing boards into the first row of the blocks. So you're going to place a block starting in like a corner, and then you're going to place a board into one of the slots on that block, and then align it with the next block. And just work your way all the way around your garden till you have the square for the bottom layer finished. When the board is placed into the blocks, it should be flush with the top of the blocks. Once you have the bottom row completed all the way around the garden, you're ready to stack on the second level. So you're going to put the next block up and do the same thing around again. The blocks should just sit together really nicely, so your second one should be a lot easier than the first one. And just go all the way around, place the blocks and the boards together. Continue doing this until you have all the blocks as high as you want it to be. Mine I'm doing 18 inches, so I'm going to do that till I hit the 3rd level. Once you have all the blocks and boards stacked up to make your raised garden bed, and it looks like it's the way you want it to be and you're happy with it, you're going to want to take a rebar and put it into each stack of blocks. There's a hole in the center, so you can put that through and then hammer it into the ground, and that's going to keep it from moving or falling over. Be sure to place a rebar into each corner and also any blocks that are along the sides of your garden. Once you have the construction of the garden bed finished, you want to line the inside of it with plastic. This is going to help the wood to last a little bit longer. It's going to start to deteriorate and break down over time just being in the garden, but if you put plastic on the inside, it's going to keep some of that moisture out of it, and it's going to slow down that process a little bit and make it last just a little bit longer. You can easily attach the plastic by just stapling it with a staple gun. Put a staple every 6 to 12 inches or more if you feel like it needs it, and just go around the edge of your garden and cover all the wood. An important thing when putting the plastic in is to make sure you don't put plastic along the bottom of the garden. You want to make sure that the water can drain out into the natural soil. So don't put plastic on the bottom, only on the wood on the sides. Once you have the plastic in, you can start filling it with soil. You can use bagged soil from your home improvement stores, or you can buy soil in bulk from a nursery. Either one is just fine. Just use whatever fits your budget and whatever is most convenient for you. When you begin adding soil, you're going to want to mix it with the existing soil in your garden. I'm putting mine right over my existing garden bed that I've been using for years, so the soil underneath is a mixture of native soil and also soil from a nursery and compost and things I've been added over the years. But I'm going to mix that as I begin adding fresh soil so that there's not like a distinction between the two types of soil. It'll just blend together and it'll be really nice.